Hello there. If you are preparing for IELTS, aka IELTS, for general test or academic test, then you must probably looking for task to solutions or tasks to essays, how to write best tasks to essays. Probably you are wondering on YouTube, and maybe you end up with this video. If you are the person, then I must say you are at the right place, because whatever you will see in this video, everything will be unfiltered, and everything will be based on my honest and true experience, what I have so far. So I will take you to my computer screen, and today we will emphasize on paraphrasing. What is the importance of paraphrasing, and how we can exactly paraphrase in a very simple and easy manner so that anyone can understand. And paraphrasing, it shouldn't be a uphill task. Anybody can do it, and especially when you are writing IELTS, the paraphrasing plays a really vital role, because the most of the time the question statement we get, so people end up adding some kind of hooks, or some kinds of sometimes they become repetitive, which they should not be, which is really kind of a very penalty, like the way we have in football. So let's say, like, we will look into all of these aspects, and we will discuss how we can approach writing for task 2, and what should be the exact paraphrasing our the approach. So I will first, I would like to draw your attention into the question. For say, for example, like you are writing task 2, and in task 2, as you know, like regardless of academic or general, we have 5 types of essays, and within these 5 types of essays, you name with any kinds of, but every time you will be represented with a particular question statement like this. So here we have this kind of question statement. Let me change the color. It'll be visible to you. So yeah, so this is the question statement until present time. Okay, so when you get this kind of question statement in this, by the way, this is an only example. You can go to the internet, or you can look into the Cambridge IELTS official question papers. You will see this kind of question statements are available there, so you can pick one. And the logic behind it is the paraphrasing plays a really vital role, because there are lots of misinformations out there in the coaching centers we have in different places in different countries, or nowadays on YouTube especially. There will be lots of misinformation, because people will try to interpret their own way how a person can paraphrase. So a few like we'll say you can go with the hook statement, or like basically it's a background statement, which is, I believe, which is just a waste of time, because whatever you are saying, it doesn't matter to the examiner, because you are not going to mark on that particular thing. Because if you write a hook statement, background statement, you're losing time, you're losing your word count, so it's a total waste of time. So we will see how we can approach this. So there are lots of ways you can find on internet how to paraphrase. Like few people, they try to introduce lots of synonyms. Few people try to paraphrase with examples. Few use, especially on IELTS, is a background or hook statement, which you should not be doing. But what I found it really helpful, which is, I call it switching clauses, and just changing the form of the word. You should be grammatically correct while you are doing this, so you need to be extra cautious. And then sometimes you can switch the clauses, which is the very easiest way to do, as long as you are not making any trouble with the grammar. So here in this question, we have the question statement is sorry, let me take this off. Okay, the continued rise in the world's population is the greatest threat faced by humanity at the present time. So the question is a type of question. It says, do you agree? Please do comment at the below, and please let me know what kind of question it is. Is it a opinion type question, or is it a discussion question? Please let me know at the comment section. We will see in the end. But today we are only focusing at the question statement and how to paraphrase it. So the first method, which I find it really helpful, like whenever I do it, every time I find it really easy for me, which is switching clauses. Meaning that we can switch the clauses from this particular statement. The meaning should be same when you are doing it, and the form of the grammar, it should be same, right? All right, so we can start from here. So it says, the greatest threat. I mentioned the primary challenge. You can keep a challenge as a threat. It doesn't matter. Primary challenge, the greatest threat faced by humanity. So I said the primary challenge, human beings, the humanity changed into human beings. At the present time changed into currently. Faced has been changed into facing. Is the continuous increase. So it says continued rise. We converted into continuous increase, and then it's a present continuous tense. We just change the form of this particular continued. Okay. In the planets, our population in the planets. So we changed worlds into planet and population into overpopulation, just to emphasize the meaning of the question. So how we did, we just changed the we just switched the clause. So this is in the last part. We kept it at the first part, and this is the first part. We kept it here, right? So this is the way like we can switch the clauses and we can paraphrase the question statement. But you need to be mindful when you are doing this. The overall meaning should be unchanged, and then the grammatical structure should be in correct form, like meaning that when we changed to continued rise, we made it to continuous increase. So we kept it. It should be grammatically correct. Otherwise, you'll be losing mark, because as you know, in writing we have 4 parameters. We have task response. We have then coherence and cohesion. We have vocabulary. Then we have grammar. So all these are basically four pillar of a house. So you can go one pillar missing along with other 3 pillars. You'll be losing marks anyways. Okay, and the next way. So this is the first method, and the next method like you can do just simply changing the forms of the question statement we have. So it says the continued rise. Okay, let me change the color. It says the continued rise. So we made it the continued rise in the world's population. Continued rise in the world population. We changed it to increasing global population. Global population. Global world. We made it global population. We kept it population. Continued rise. We made it increasing. It's present continuous again. And then is the greatest threat. We made it into is the biggest threat. Biggest threat faced by. We made it facing. Faced by humanity. We made it facing human beings. The present time we made it into today. So it's very, very simple. I would say it's very simple. There is no high level vocabulary or mumbo jumbo, but it's very crisp and clear, which exactly the examiner wants in order to understand our paraphrasing skills. And then the next thing, it comes like when we answer the question, do we agree? If we agree, then we come up with our the main points. We also mentioned in main points. So we'll get into those things into interaction part. I'm not just trying to confuse you. So this is the second method. Second method is if you see it, it's very crisp and to the point, and meaning is also same. So we can do it in this way. And be mindful when you are doing these kinds of paraphrasing, specifically for task 2. There are some checkpoints which you need to be mindful. So those I just mention them here. So the first thing is, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. This one, don't be afraid while you are repeating 1 or 2 words. So if you see here, let's take this color. So here we have population. We kept the population, right? I was mentioning challenge. We can kept it. We can keep it as a threat, and if you want, you can keep it as a challenge. Like we are having a challenge right now, and sometimes people are also so much worried about is, the, in, at. So just forget about articles and the prepositions we have. And then here we repeated the population. We repeated population. We repeated threat. So threat is threat. Yeah. So I mean, what I'm trying to say is, the examiners do not have any issue if you repeat 1 or 2 words in a sentence, as long as you are, because you have changed almost everything here. If you see here, we have almost changed everything. Almost 98%. Here probably 97% we have changed. So that's okay, as long as you have done your job. So don't worry about the like 1 or 2 word if you're repeating them. So that there will be no big impact on your score, I would say. Okay, the next thing is paraphrasing is a skill, because as I've been telling you since beginning, paraphrasing is a skill. The more you do, the better you will become. So the thing is, as you know, in this channel we talk about everything is DIY, means do it by yourself. So everything you should be practicing. And when we say practicing, people say practice makes perfect. I say when you do the right practice, it makes perfect. You need to know what is the right way to do. If unless you know the right way to do, you would be doing it's basically hard work. And as you know, in today's time, you need to be smart enough, because the age of AI. If you're not smart enough, if you don't know how to do smart work, like you'll be just wasting time and energy. And so the second point is basically paraphrasing is a skills. So it might take some time. Everyone's capability and the level of English is different. So based on your level, you need to start practicing as much as you can do the practice. But while you are doing practice, you need to keep in mind these the two methods I have mentioned here. These are the two methods. You can take them as an example, and you can start doing your own paraphrasing. You can take some question statement from, as I mentioned, from Cambridge IELTS official website, and you can start practicing on it. And the best thing is when you check it by yourself. So that's why do it by yourself is really so effective, because you'd be able to check the grammar. There are tools, you can go free tools like Grammarly. You can install it on your laptop computer and you can check it right away. There are other resources as well. You can check your grammatical structures, whether their meanings are same or not, right? And the third point, which is yeah, as I mentioned, get official Cambridge Task 2 questions for paraphrasing practice, and slowly, steadily, you will build up the speed. Yeah, so you need to be mindful, like based on your level of English, because I don't know you personally, what is your level of English right now? So based on your level, you must be knowing it. So based on that, you have, please keep right expectation and start working towards it, and slowly and steadily, you will build up the speed. Once you know how to paraphrase it, then you can go into the introduction part, and you can pretty much paraphrase any question in the word. And the next thing is check the meaning when you change the form of a word to be grammatically correct. As I was mentioning before, in order to do that, we have a Grammarly. Is a super helpful tool, especially in today's time. If you need some pro service, you can subscribe for that too. It'll be definitely worth it. And next is giving feedback is essential. Rinse and repeat for the process until you master it. So as I was mentioning, you need to do it by yourself. You need to check those things, your writings, the paraphrasing you'd be doing, and then check them on Grammarly. Check like whether you have changed the overall meaning or not, how much grammatically you are correct. If you have any doubt and question, you can rectify them on Grammarly and note them down, because the next paraphrasing you'd be doing, so make sure you are not repeating the same mistake. This is the logic behind of you want to do mistake, then do a new one. Don't do the same thing. Don't repeat then you will be learning, then you will be growing. Because if you're not doing the same mistake, because you are conscious about it, and the more conscious you're, and like while you are practicing, it will be helpful while you are writing your exact test on the test day. Your consciousness will be there as well. It'll become your habit. So that's everything, guys, in this particular video, because I just wanted to let you know that the power of paraphrasing, because it is really so essential. And if we do the paraphrasing right, and if we can get this job done very early in our intro, this is probably would be the first sentence. This should be the first sentence basically while you start writing task 2. You should not be writing those garbage like background statement, hook up statement. You don't want to hook up your examiner, because you don't get any mark. You probably might have seen 20 more essays with those hookups and backgrounds, and if your one is 21st one, then probably you're also losing one number. And if you write something like this, oh, you will be very amazed, and probably you will get impressed in the very beginning. There is a high chance. Yeah, and in our next video, in the introduction part, we will explain how we can draw our examiner's attention in the very first 5 to 7 minutes, and in order to get a good overall task 2 band for this particular task. All right, so if you made it so far, then that's congratulations to you, because again, it's a DIY. A lot of people don't want to do it. People don't want to do the hard work nowadays, because they every day, like most of the people, they want like everything should be ready and then being served to them, and which is I mean, you will not grow. I mean, you need to, this is something, it's an English language test, and here your skill will be tested. So you need to be in that state. Your mindset should be like that, because I need to start working, I need to keep moving, otherwise things will not happen. So if you need to change your mindset if you are like that kind of person. Anyways, thanks for making this so far. If you find this video helpful, then yeah, please feel free to like it. And if you want such kind of content to watch in the future, and you don't want to miss out, then you probably subscribe to this channel, and you can turn on the bell icon, then you will be notified in the future. All right, bye. Over and taken out.